In the last episode, we built a barn over in the town here. So what I want to do is take this 640 flax over to the barn and turn it into the flax stalk that is actually needed in the sewing hut. And that way we can get a bit more development out of our sewing hut. And it might actually be one of the issues there that's in red in the top left of the screen. We'll check that out. Keep forgetting to drink water. And just realized I'm very low, so let's do that real quick. And our barn's just here. It's quite nice, actually, the town. Everything's pretty close by. Looks like the farmers are done for the day. They're sweeping up, well, apart from her, she's still planting the seeds. Obviously, that came along nicely in the last episode. But the good thing about this is, let's go ahead and do this. We get flax seeds out of this too. And we have a lot of flax seeds as it is already. But what we're going to do is grab all this stuff and take it over to the sewing hut, and then also deposit some of the flax seeds in the food storage area, or maybe resource storage, but basically get our cook in the area here. We've got the kitchen set up to be cooking up some porridge as well. Now, is that Rudolph? I think we have two. Oh no, we only have one. That must be Rudolph. Yeah, we got Rudolph. We got a baby in the town as well, but they don't wander around just yet. So there's our cook just up there. And at the moment, he's just making roasted meat, which is fine. We got loads of that. It needs to be done. But we could expand our food repertoire a little bit, which is kind of a nice thing to do. So let's go ahead and let's see here. We want to put all the flax stalk in here. There we go. So let's see. Does that red 2 turn into a 1? Was it telling us that she didn't have enough materials for this? Okay, maybe not. Doesn't look like it. All good. I mean, she's going to use it later anyway, so that's fine. Now, up in here, let's see what he's been up to. He's not got anything in his chest right now. Let's put all that in there, and let's go to management, and let's look at the kitchen, which will be under production, of course. Oops, if I can click in the right spot. And we want to tell him what recipes. We want to assign him some recipes, right? So let's just scroll down here and find the one that we're looking for. Just realize it's not flax we need to give him. It's either like oat grain or rye grain, something like that. Let me go get the right thing and then we'll do this again. So the rye grain here, we have 1,300 of it. So what I want to do is take like 1,000 of it, literally, would be good. A little bit more right there. And the oat grain I won't bother with because we've got so much of the rye grain. And we can just turn all of that into porridge as quickly as you can each day. And that should be our food needs met for quite a long time. We could sell it, so we could turn it into money, that's true. But we could also sell the porridge. And the good thing about this is it just means that we don't have to worry about food for a long time. And we're not going to need that many seeds, obviously, to plant our farm. We've saved enough there to plant the farm for a very long time. So this seems to be a good way to go. Realize I probably could have just left those seeds in the storage and told him to cook with them. But let's not worry too much about that. We did it now. So there we go. And now we can tell him to make the porridge up out of the rye. So what we'll do, we'll take him off the roasted fish meat because we don't have any of that anyway. So there's really no point in him spending time doing that. And let's put the porridge here. With the oat grains, no, with the rye grain, isn't it? The gruel that we need, that'll be better. So yeah, that one there. Okay, awesome. So we'll get him doing that. Let's see how many of these he can make up a day. So it looks like 2.95 a day. So let's drop this down a little bit and we'll find a good little balance here. So almost 5 a day for each of these two things right now. If we take off these scrambled eggs though, we can probably get this done a bit better again. So let's put that up, get that up to like 5 a day for each of them. Then with the scrambled eggs, you just do whatever's left out of them, and it's like 1 a day. That's fine because eventually we'll have a lot of eggs here. So there we go, getting some food sorted out there. Now, something I want to focus on in today's video is moving the rest of the old town over to here. So we're going to get onto Claude right now, and we're going to head over to the old town and just take down all of those buildings there, put all the resources in the resource storage, so then it will connect up with the resource storage we have here, and then we can stop moving back and forwards. And once that's done, we'll need to build a new smithy because we will have to take down the smithy that's over here. So obviously then we'll be without one, and we don't want that. So that's the plan, take down all the buildings, get the resources, move all the town over and build the new smithy over here, which is a smithy level 2. So that's awesome. We have an upgraded smithy, which I'm looking forward to. Now, I've taken down the barn that was here at the old town and a couple of other things. And what we're looking at now is the animals here. Some of them don't have food, right? So there's a trough there that's empty. This is for the chickens. And we have another one here that's empty for the pigs. So the chickens, we already started to move them over to the new town. But what we're going to do now is move the rest over and then destroy this building. And then they should have some food over at the new town. So what we want to do is, let's have a look here. If we go to animals and chickens, actually, this is going to be full. Okay, so what we'll do, it doesn't really matter. We can sell some chickens. So let's go to the newer hen house and assign slots here. And we've got, let's keep Smudge because he's an OG. And the rest we'll just put as hens for now, I think. Yep, no, that makes sense. Okay, cool. So let's just put all of these over here. Now, as well as the hens, we'll have a couple of chicks in here as well. It'll look good because there'll be a couple of them running around, which is cool. So that leaves us now with just a couple of roosters, right? So if we go back to this hen house, we've just got these guys right here. So basically, I want to look to sell these so I can get, let's see, 15. Wait, did I sell? Oh, I have to hold X down to sell. Okay, so yes, I want to sell someone for 15. So now somewhere there's a homeless rooster. Okay, so we have to put him there and hold down X again. And yes, we'll sell him. And we got another 15 coins. So you don't get much for it, but it is what it is. What I'll do now is clear out all of these nests, and then we can take this down. And it's good. Slowly but surely, things are moving over to the new town. And that's obviously going to be the point. We are going to leave a couple of things in this town. I'm going to leave the original house that we had. That's our first house on this this playthrough. I think it's kind of nice to leave that there. And also leaving Russell Crowe over here, because he can scare off everybody. So we'll check that out in a sec. So this is what I'm keeping. We've got Russell Crowe right here. There we go. And he can scare off any bandits and stuff who I think would have come and raided my initial house, which is right here. Although it's looking a bit derelict. It's probably going to fall down at some point. So I'm sure at some point we'll have to take everything down, but there we go. In order to move the pigs over, we of course need to make a new pigsty. And I don't know exactly where I want it to go. What I do know is I want it to be somewhere near the barn. We're doing all the farming sort of down here near the river as we did in the past. But I also need to make sure I leave plenty of space, because we want to make sure that we can make it look good, right? So we get all the pigs here, and then we want to make sure we decorate the area too. So I'm thinking having it in with the trees here isn't a terrible idea, but now it's just finding the right spot for it and then leaving enough space around it. So I think what I'll do is I'll put the pigsty about here. That should be fine. And then what we're going to do is we're going to look to get some fences for it. So if we go to the wattle fence for now, that's probably what we'll build. And let's see what we can do here. So I think we can use the corner of the barn here a bit as well in this fence. So if we get that as close as we can come down here like this. Actually, I should build the pigsty first, right? So I can make sure I get it like right up to it. Yeah, okay, I'll do that through the night, and then we'll build a fence around it in the morning and make it look pretty over time. Just around this corner is the new enclosure that we've made here for the pigs. And as you can see, it's so much more substantial than what we had in the last place. So you got the pigsty right there, and then fence connected all the way around, which connects it up quite nicely there to the barn. Little gate to get in and out, and then the fence connects back up here with the pigsty. So that's quite nice. And we're almost ready to move the pigs in, but first we just need to make them up some animal feed, of course, so they're not going hungry. So let's see, I've got all the materials on me, ready to go. And there we go, we can make up a ton of animal feed, as you see here. And at this stage, we want to, make up a lot of it, because basically we want to get all the animal feed both into the troughs. And also, apparently, I got a comment, and I'll try and dig that comment out and put it on screen right now. But if it was you, then thank you very much. But if we fill this trough up right here, let's go ahead and do that, it's 100%. Then if we open this up and we put some animal feed in here, I think the animals then automatically get fed from here. Now, I don't know if that requires a worker or not, or if that will just happen, but that's what the comment said, that's what that bag is for. So yeah, something to check out. Now, what we want to do, pigsty, this new one right here, and we don't want anyone working there, but what we do want is to just put all the pigs over here, and I'll bring all the piglets over too. In terms of what we're going to do with them in the future, I'm not entirely sure, but for now, everyone can just live here. And they're happy. The pigsty is now full, so we can't get any more breeding. That's why we might want to change that in the future. But here they are. So here's our pig family. The 3 piglets, mum and dad, they're all in here, and all of the red stuff has gone away now because they've been fed, and that's their new enclosure. Pretty happy with that. And now that it's morning, we can do a time-lapse of the Smithy build, because it's going to be the Smithy level 2. So I wanted to build that and do a time-lapse of that, because we only did the level 1 before. Now, over here, we've got the mine, so this is where I want the Smithy to go, somewhere near the mine, because we're going to have a whole production area right here. So let's have a little look here. If we go to buildings, we're looking for production, and we're looking for the Smithy right there, level 2. So it's still quite a small building, of course, that doesn't change. But where do we want it to go is the question. I mean, it could sit right here, just outside the entrance to that mine. And the good thing about, if we put it like this, so it's a bit higgledy-piggledy, then we've got the path right here. We can put fences in front of this. We can put decorations in front of this. We can do what we want. The other thing, though, is there another building we want to build here? And the answer is potentially. So if I can find it, the extraction building, what we might want to put here is the excavation shed as well. That seems to go quite nicely with it. And I actually think, because this side here has got less grass going for it, we can put the excavation shed here somewhere and the Smithy over here closer to the town. I really like that. And there's got a couple of trees over here that eventually will grow and they'll look awesome. So I'm really pleased with the decision to put the Smithy here. We'll go pretty far back with it. We'll do like that. Like that, there we go. And I want it as far back as possible, because this is just wasted space, and it's going to be behind the Smithy. Anything we build there can't be seen, and there's the rocks and stuff. But in front of it, now this is where we can do stuff, decorations, fence, all that good stuff. So let's do a time lapse of this build, and then we'll have a look around once it's done. Well, there we go, guys. The Smithy level 2 right there next to the mine and next to the town. I think it's a great little spot for it, and looking forward to doing decorational stuff for this one. In terms of the Smithy inside and stuff, the Smithy 2 looks very much like the Smithy 1 on the inside. I think the outside is decorated different. We've got the log walls and the plank roofs and stuff like that. In terms of stuff we can make here, is there any difference to that? I think we always had iron stuff here, right? And bronze and coppers all the same. So I don't think there's much difference in that regard. Even so, though, it's fantastic to have it here because I've really missed having it here and having to go back to the other town for stuff. We're now getting close to a point where we're not going to have to go back to the other town for anything, and that is what we really want. The next thing I'd like to take a look at is insulating the houses because we are going to be in winter soon. So if we open this up here, go to our skills, let's see, I've got to find the right one, but it'll be under building, no doubt. Yeah, okay, so here under this one, under handyman, if we upgrade that, we're now able to insulate the walls, which is pretty good. We also have a couple other points we could spend here if we wanted to for speeding up crafting and stuff, but we've got fast crafting on, so I probably don't need too much of that. Let's go ahead and do one there, though, because then it will unlock these things here. With builder's trance and building master, that sounds good. Less stamina consumption. We'll get that one done. So there's all the skill points spent. Let's just start with this house in here. Go in and have a look. I'm guessing we're going to need our hammer selected. And is it decoration under the wall? Let's have a look here. Okay, this is really cool. So actually, when we're holding the hammer, we right click and we can add and remove insulation now. So if we go add insulation, you see right here, we come and look at it. And it's limestone that we need. So what we're going to do is head over to our resource storage and get all the limestone we currently have. And hopefully we've got a good amount of it. I think we've got a few hundred, so we should be able to get a few houses insulated before the next winter. Obviously, long term, we want to get them all done. But this for now is a good starting point. So let's see what we can do here. Okay, I've only got 152 limestone, so actually less than I thought I had. Oh, yes, and of course, we're not going to be able to carry all of that. But still, there's still a decent amount. We'll see what we can do with that. With the limestone now on us, let's go ahead and try this again. So add insulation, and here we go. So I don't know if this changes the look of the house once it's done. Let's see, a couple more to do. And boom. Oh, wow, look at that. Oh, that is nice. That is fancy, guys. That is some proper insulation in there right now. Let's do this entire house, and then I'll show you guys what it looks like. The insulation on this house is now complete, and I have to say that's looking really, really nice, isn't it? I love the look of that. It's great. That's how it looked before, just a normal stone house right there, and that's how it looks now. Now, I'm actually wondering, if we get the hammer out, we want to add insulation. Yeah, okay, you can do it to these wooden ones too. Let's just do this. Oh, we need daub for that instead. It's a bit different. Okay, we'll look to make that up in a second. I noticed as well, you can actually add insulation to workplaces as well, not just houses. So long term, we could have all sorts of things going on here. Now, I guess the best houses to have really are the stone ones, right? They're the highest tier, probably provide the most happiness and stuff like that. And then you insulate them and they look like this. And actually, one thing I didn't check is, can I insulate the roof? Do I need to do that? No. Okay, that's good. So yeah, that's probably the best, but I think it's nice to have different types of house because it adds a bit of character to the town rather than everything being the same. So I think we'll keep that throughout the season rather than just making everything eventually look exactly the same as this. But it's pretty good to have that. The only thing it has done, though, is highlighted the need for us to get back to having an excavation hut. And seeing as we've done the Smithy in this episode, it's kind of a nice episode to do it in anyway. So we're going to make that one up now. So in terms of, let's zoom out. I always forget to do that when I'm filming. So let's go buildings and extraction, and we'll get the excavator's hut right there, excavation shed, and that can go this side of the mine, and we'll just place it down there. Now, for such a small building, and given that we've done this before, I'm just going to get on and do this, and then I'll show you guys it when it's done, and we'll find a new villager to put in there. Our little excavation hut has been built, and this little mining area is definitely starting to take shape now, which is nice. Now, what we want to do is, let's go to our management a second. These are all the people, and these are the excavation levels right here, right? We can see. Now, Bogdala, who's currently a lumberjack, has an excavation level of 6, so I'm actually kind of tempted to get her doing this. However, upon reflection, just having a look through all the stats here, this guy, Bodzapor, he's a water carrier. To be honest, we can do this ourselves for now. At this stage of the town, we don't necessarily need him doing that. So we're actually going to assign him to doing this. So let's actually go back to there, right there. And instead of his workplace being there, let's put it on the excavation shed and put him in there. Awesome. Now you see that we can actually have 2 people doing excavation, and that would be good, because then we can get a lot more materials from it. So we're going to look to do that as part of today's episode. What I'll do is let's go into the excavation shed here under extraction, and let's see, no assignments. That's what we want to change. Now, clay and limestone in particular is the one that we want, right? So I'm tempted to put this limestone at 100% right now, and then when we get the second person in there, perhaps we'll look to add them up to doing some other things. But that's 23 a day. It's still not loads compared to what we need. So let's just get that happening for now. And then we're going to need to find someone else. But I think if we check our houses out here, we're going to need to house them, like build a new house for them quite potentially. So yeah, these are all the houses in the new town, and they all have people living there. So this question now is, where do we put the house for this area? Do we put it over here somewhere, so it's actually here with them and still near the commune? or do we look to build our first house over in the new town bit over there? Let me have a think about that, and let's see what we come up with. So after taking down a few trees, there's just this one little spot I can get to just here. I want to get as far back as I can away from the path. And let's see, where's the best place for this? Just in here somewhere. So yeah, we'll place that one down just there. There we go. And it's not a bad location. It is right next to the waterfall. And it's going to be here next to the, excavation stuff. So it's not terrible. It's on the outskirts of town a little bit. It might be one that we move later. But what I didn't want to do was build it over there. Because I'm thinking that I'll build an excavation hut. What am I talking about, excavation hut? I'll build a residential housing area is what I'm actually trying to say over there. Like we've done here, but maybe on a bit of a bigger scale in the future. And so I didn't want to mess that up. So this might be a temporary house, but we're going to build it for now. Once it's built, I'll do something through the night. And then we've got the new season coming. And at that point, what we'll do is we'll go and get the next person in to do excavation by hiring someone else, another villager, and expanding our town once again. It is now winter, as you can see, and the little house here has been built, but I did make it top tier for all the materials. So we've got the stone walls and the plank roofs and stuff like that. Also did a bit of editing so that like when we look out, we got 2 windows on this side facing the river and the waterfall, so that makes sense. And then just one here facing down to the town and stuff. So yeah, did some bit of like, personalization there of the house, and it's looking good. Now it does mean we can get up to 2 new people in here, and we definitely want at least one to do some excavating. However, one thing I did think is to look at our town at the moment and let's see who's good at excavating, right? So we've got a 6 here for Bogdala, as we know, but obviously she's a lumberjack, and Bodzapor is already doing the mining or the excavation stuff. It's just listed him as a miner. Is there anyone else here that would be a better place? Let's have a look down here. We've got a couple of 3s here. I actually like the idea of Edmund because he's so young as well. He's a 3 and he's 19. He's currently a craftsman. But we could find somebody who's got a better crafting stat and do that. So what I'm going to do is, Edmund, first things first, you're living with Bogdala. That's going to change. She's too old for you anyway. She's 29. So we're going to put you in. Let's see, where's that house we just built? This simple small house here must be it, the 99 point whatever %. So you're going in there, and instead of working in the workshop, you're going into the excavation shed in there with Bodzapor. Okay, cool. So now that that's done, if we take a look at the excavation shed, we've got 2 workers in there right now. When we set these tasks right here, we've got 100% doing this limestone. It's now at 40 per day, so that's a lot better. I think I'll leave it at that for now. Like, we won't get them doing any copper ore or stone or anything like that. So now we need someone who's really good at crafting, and we're going to get them in. And it could be, let's see, a guy or a girl. If it's a girl, they can live in here with Edmund. If it's a guy, they can live with Bogdala in the other place. But I'm also wondering what other jobs we have available to us that people could be working at. So let's double check that too. Okay, so the Smithy would be a really interesting one, actually, and something we're working at today. So if we get those 2 done, then we'll have 1 person in the Smithy, 1 person in the workshop. That's pretty good. I think that would be really nice, actually. So that's what we're looking to do. So both of those things, if we go back to management here. Yep, here we go. Okay, so for the Smithy right there, this is going to be all about production, right? It's a production building, and so is the workshop. So we're looking for people that have good production skills. Let's head into towns now and have a look around and see who we can find. Okay, so here we are at the campfire and the production there. We've got a 3 right there. That's pretty good. And he's a 2 over there. What about the ladies? We've got a 3 there as well. That's pretty awesome. Okay, let's have a chat with them. So speak to you. Age 30, a bit old for Rudolph. That's the only thing. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. So tell me about your skills. So she actually really wants to do hunting. She doesn't have as much interest in it. Now, the difference between 3 and 2 is probably not huge, right? So I wonder what you're interested in. Age 29, small talk. Tell me about your skills. Oh, she wants to do tracking of prey. Okay, you're our last resort here. You're age 21, a little bit closer age at least. Tell me about your skills. Fishing and finding mushrooms. Right, so none of them want to do it. So we're going to hire you, basically, because you're the best one. So create a new... Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, we need more reputation. We need 1,400 to get her, and we need 1,500 to get him. So, okay, that's all right. That gives us a new plan then. We're on 1210. We need to get an extra 200 reputation. All right, Claude, let's head back into town. Let's see what quests there are where we can get... Well, we need technically 190 reputation, but chances are the quests will be 100 each. Let's see if we can get that done. Okay, let's check out the notice board and see what's going on here. So we've got this one right here. This would be pretty easy to do, but let's just see what the other ones are. Salt 47. I'm pretty sure I've already got that, so I'm just going to take that one. And if not, it's super easy to do. Don't have any roach. Limestone, I don't really want to give that up if I can avoid it. 8 buckets and 150 reputation. Okay, we're going to take that one. So let's go and head back to our town now get the materials we need, complete the quest, and then we'll hire the people, and that's when I'll bring you guys back in. A big thank you to Nanny Oggins, who has given me the €5.99 super chat. Much appreciated. I am actually traveling to Europe later this year. I'll be going there in June. So I now have some euros to take with me. That will get me started over there. So Nanny Oggins, big thank you to you for that super chat. I do appreciate that. And again, a thank you to everyone who has done super chats or become channel members, or even just for watching, commenting, subscribing, all that good stuff. So thank you very much. Now we've done these quests, hopefully we can hire these people. So let's see. I think we said we're just going to go for the best at production, which is you, I believe. So creating a new town. Great, see you there. Now we need to get a dude. So let's see the guys over here. We've got a 3 and a 2, so they're both pretty good. We'll small talk with each of them and see if they like to do that. This guy likes fishing and finding mushrooms. That's no good. And how about you? What do you like to do? Tracking. Okay, so once again, we're just going to take the best. Creating a new town. Wait, I need 1,600. Oh, damn, I thought it'd be enough. Okay, so how close are we? If we go to management right here, 1460. Okay, for some reason, I just thought it was 100 each time. All right, 1,600. So let's see if we can get that, another 140, and we'll be there. In the meantime, though, let's house the new lady. Okay, so I've gone into Edmund, and if I go into this house right here, let me see. It says 2 out of 3 people live there. Let's go into the house and try and find that one. Okay, so it's this one down here. Okay, he does live there with Grimilda. Okay, I'm not sure why I got so confused there, but that's all good. Let's go back to notice board, see if there's anything we can do to get this up to 1,600. Okay, I'm going to take this one right here because it's not going to be too difficult to do. And I'm also going to take this one here because it's only 8 limestone. It's not the end of the world. Once those 2 are done, we will then be able to get the new villager in, and that'll be our town full up, which is the stage we want to get to. With those quests done, we can now get this guy in. So creating a village, there we go, get him in, and great, see you there. So now we just go through the usual management stuff, and let's find him where he's going to live. So I think it's this one with Bogdala, maybe. We'll just put him in there. So let's see, Dobramil was his name, I think. There we go, you're in there. That's great. Now, let's go over to the people management screen right here. So there he is. He's got the skill of the crafting there of 3. And let me find the other new guy I got. Yeah, it was Grimilda, wasn't it? She's also 3 for production there, so that's very good. So let's go ahead and take care of that. Let's go and set them up in their jobs. So in the smithy here, we need someone. So let's put in a worker into the smithy, and doesn't really matter who. Dobramil, that's fine. They've got the same skills anyway. And then in the workshop, we need someone, so we'll put Grimilda into there. Very good. And now, of course, what we need to do is tell them what things we want them to be making in these buildings. So let's start with the smithy and go to the assignments here. And you can see here, we've got a ton of different things here that can be made up. So now we just need to think about what it is we want to get made up. And I think copper could be a good way to go. But let's just see. I want to get this up a little bit and see how much copper they actually will produce. I just headed back to the smithy because I actually want to check a couple recipes here. So it's actually over here we're going to need to check. The bronze bar, let's see, requires just 1 copper and 1 tin. So we could, under the management screen right here, get them made in equal amounts. I wasn't sure if it was equal amounts or not. Turns out that it is. So basically, we can make a bit of copper each day, a bit of tin each day, and then a bit of bronze each day. What I think I'll do for now, though, is just try and get this even and get 100% of the work intensity set to that. And that's the way we're going to do that. So then we'll have a load of bronze that we can do stuff with ourselves, and we'll go from there. So there we go. If we do 75% tin and 25% copper, it's about 4.6 each per day. I think that's good for now, and then we'll make up the tools and things ourselves. But obviously over a longer period of time, we want to get this to a point where it's all automated. The other building we've got here is, again, it's another production building, isn't it? The workshop right here. And we actually, you know what, we could add 2nd people into here. Let me think about that. So I had comments here from Adam Rich, Kappa, and Zero Squared, all saying that 1 farmer could probably do all of our small 4 farms. So we're actually going to change that around right now and get some of them doing that. So if we go over to, let's see, farming right here, in the farm shed, here is everybody we've got. Apparently as well, their skills don't matter too much for farming. So we want to have a look and see what else they're good at. So for example, Bodzapor here, he's really good at extraction. And at the moment, he's just working, just realized it's not Bodzapor, it's Bronisad. I don't know why it went on to there when I double click him. Okay, that's really interesting, isn't it? This is Bronisad, but when I double click, it takes me there. So we've got Ida, Dob, Bro, and Wold all working in here. So if we go to people right there, we can just look at it this way. So there's Bro, he's only really good at the farming thing. So we wouldn't want him for anything else, really. Then there's Dob, who's got some other skills, including 2 for production. Let's see who else we've got here. Ida down there. She's actually really good at this skill, but we don't have anything for that yet. But the extraction is pretty good too. And finally, Wold, who is actually pretty good across the board, isn't he? So we could get him doing some excavation or something if we wanted. But for now, I think we just need them working in the workshops. Let's actually go to the workshop before we change this around and see what we're going to get them to be making up in here. So let's see, at the moment, buckets and wooden bowls. Okay, I must have moved someone from the workshop and we already had this set, but we can do a lot more than that, as you can see. So I think we've actually got like a ton of wooden bowls, and we've got quite a lot of buckets too. So I don't know if we need much more than this being made at this point. I might just leave it like that, but we have to remember this for the future and we'll perhaps come back and get some more stuff made up from that. So we're going to keep Bro as our farmer because that's all that he's really good at. And I think what we'll do is with Dob, and let's see, there was another one down here. Yeah, we're going to go with Dob. So Dob, basically what we want you to do is instead of working there, we're going to put you to work over at the Smithy. There we go, Smithy level 2. And now, if we get out of this and we go over to the management for the Smithy, we should be able to make up a bit more. So yeah, we're now making 8 copper and 8 tin per day. I definitely think that's the way to go. And then we can start turning that into bronze in the future as well. So I'm pretty happy with that. I think that's a pretty good level of production there. The next thing I'm going to do is get people working in the barn as well. So we could have at least one person working in the barn. And we'll keep Bro as the farmer. So let's just see. We've got Dob doing the other thing now. So maybe Ida could go in there. Although she might have some other uses. Let's just go with Ida. She's got decent enough skills to be in there working. That's cool. And what do we want her doing in here is the question. So I think animal feed is something we want to happen, but that's going to be, you know, over time. So we'll have to come back to that one. So in the meantime, what else can we get her to be doing? Now we do have some oat grain that could be transformed. So let's get her doing that for like a third of her time. And is there anything else in here we can get done? Okay, fertilizer is going to be a really big one. Let's get her doing a lot of fertilizer because that's going to be really useful. Unfortunately, the door there is still locked. I'm not sure how we get that unlocked, but a good amount of fertilizer each day. And then also a bit of oat grain made up, which then can be turned into porridge as well. So we've got a couple of things happening across the board. What I'll do then is I'll get someone working in the pigsty as well. That could be quite useful. So let's go to the workers right here and we'll just put Wold in the pigsty, I think. There we go. We just as well have that happening. And he can spend all his time getting the manure, and then that manure can be turned obviously into fertilizer at the barn. So things are building slowly towards the automation, which is fantastic. And you can see here the amount of we're going to get out of this is fantastic. 36 manure there per day. So between the automated fertilizer and us making our own fertilizer, we're going to be pretty good. Now, very early in the morning on the 8th of January, so just a few days away, I'm going to be flying to Hong Kong, and I'm going to be in Hong Kong for about 4 days. I get back on the 12th, but I'm not sure I'll be able to do much recording on the 12th. So what I'm doing, I'm trying to get as many videos made ahead of time as I can to try and stick to one video every day or every 2 days while I'm away. What that does mean is if you've commented or done any super chats or membership joins and stuff like that in, let's say, like episode 17, you might not get a mention until like episode, 19 or 20 rather than 18, just because I need to forward plan this content. So please do keep the comments coming in. I will still read them. I will still be mentioning them, but just be aware it might be 1 or 2 episodes ahead of where it should be, just so I can try and get this content going on and keep the series going as best I can. But thank you all very much for the support. It is very appreciated, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video.